Hello, this is Santosh. Welcome to the part 2 of Adobe Experience Manager Learning. This is part 1, Development in AEM. There I'm going to show the essential of AEM development. Let's highlight the objectives. After the lesson, you will understand the main responsibilities of AEM developer and you will become familiar with useful development tools. You're also going to learn how to create a new AEM project using Maven archetype. To understand development for AEM, you should have Java 8 installed on your local machine. Apart from that, Maven required to build the project and make use of plugins. IDE installation is optional, though it will help you to simplify your work. You also must have certain knowledge in such areas. Web development using JavaStack, client-side technologies, and web services like REST. On this slide, you can see the main development tool for AEM. Most of them are standard tools with few configurations. IDE selection has CRX Lite or brackets, which are not come for the Java projects. The stack also involves standard set of version controls, system features, continuous integration tools, Maven paired with custom build plugins, features for effective dependency management, resolution, and technology for writing tests. Today, we're gonna have a closer look at development tools, building tools, and dependency management. An AEM developer performs tasks related to all levels of architecture. At the initial stage of the project, most activities consist of development, business logic and components, including after in instance. As a project goes on, other activities adapts, such as support for mobile application in site setting application at web server, multi-language website support, development of custom workflows, etc. So, the first question that beginners encounter is how do you create a new project? To create a project, you can use a Maven archetype. Different versions of AEM have the most readable version of archetype. For instance, AEM 6.5 requires a version 22 or 23, where AEM 6.2 use the version 10. Another option available is ACS Commons Lazybones on project template. The key benefit of using such that they use a very best practices of AEM projects and provide the flexibility through configuration option. Now we are going to see a small demo that to create a AEM project from Maven archetype. Now, creating an AEM project from archetype is pretty straightforward. All you have to do is to get to Adobe Marketing Cloud Archetype GitHub page. Okay, so this is Adobe Marketing Cloud Archetype GitHub page, and let's look for the command. So this is command. Copy this and simply paste or insert. Let me close this and create the new command and paste it over here. Let's say training snapshot is okay. App folder name is training. Artifact ID training, and rest all is fine. Now you can see the Maven has created the AEM project structure. Let's take a look. Now we have the different modules. It's up to you. You can just switch to your favorite ID and just import that project. That's all here. Having just created a project, you will be able to see the following structure. There are 6 areas to the project to make use of. Parent POM. Its purpose is to deploying a Maven modules and manages dependency version. Core. Java bundles containing all core functionality like OSGI services, listeners or schedulers, as well as components related to Java code such as servlet or request filter. Apps. This part contains the apps part of the repository, which are client libraries, components and templates, run mode specific configuration, as well as hop test. Content contains a structural content and configuration. It consists of next is test. Test is consist of a Java bundles containing JUnit tests that are executed on server side. This bundle is not to be deployed on production. Launcher. It is a glue code that deploys the test bundle to the server and triggers the remote JUnit execution. Frontend. An optional dedicated frontend build mechanism based on Webpack. Let's try to answer the next question. How do you deploy the projects to an AEM instance? So, how does a project will deploy to instance? Is begin deployed using a set of Maven plugins because the core Maven is small and simple. Most of the functionality is provided through plugins. These do things like compiling sources, packaging a WAR file, or running JUnit tests. The Maven plugins are retrieved from the Maven repository, either the central Maven repository or another sources. To deal with the project, AEM uses the following plugins. Content Package Maven plugin that allows you to create a packages from files in the file system, install and uninstall the packages on the CRX or AEM server. It builds the packages that are installed onto the server. It also allows to remove a packages from the server. Apache Felix bundle plugin that is necessary to make a bundles of packages that are then detected by AEM and to provide the possibility to generate a manifest file for a bundle from Maven properties. Maven Sling plugin allows you to install a bundle into AEM using specific goal. Maven SCR plugin is used to read a OSGI annotations from your service and components and to generate a valid metadata for this. But pay attention. In order to create a OSGI components using declarative services, you should use the official annotations from the OSGI R6 specification because development of SCR plugin is in maintenance mode and will be removed soon. Installation of a project is done through a package manager where Package is a zip file holding repository content in the form of a file system serialization. It provides a easy to use representation of a files and folders. Packages includes both page content and project related content selected using filters. A package also contains a vault meta information including the filter definition and involved configurations data. Additional content properties can be included in the package, such as descriptions or thumbnail. These properties are for the content package consumer and for information purposes only. After running Maven command, clean install with Maven profile. After install the package enabled, you will be able to see the number of packages which Maven has built for you. They will be installed automatically. They includes all the modules of the project. Uh, if the package contains other packages, they are automatically unpacked and installed together with the installation of main package. All OSGI bundles automatically get installed and they can be seen in Felix console by the path system console bundles. The main configuration of the file for the packages are config XML defines the content aggregation, filter XML that defines what portion of the repository are synchronized and has include and exclude options. Setting XML contains the general settings and ignore pattern. Let's talk about the repository structure. When you start AEM server and open a CRX Delight, you see the structure of the repository. Let's take a look at their purposes of each folder. App folder is an application container where you will be able to store all the components and OSGI configuration definition specific to your application. Content folder contains a content created for your website, pages with components, and additional information for your site. Also, this folder can contain a user-generated content. Conf is the place where configurations are stored, such as content-aware configurations or some cloud configurations. They also store editable template definitions and their instances and custom workflows as well. etc folder, initialization and configuration information. It usually stores a global JS libraries and CSS or less files. Libs is a folder where you can find the standard components and the libraries for dialogues. You should not change anything in the libs path. Oak index is a structure for definition for Lucene and property indexes for fast lookup and search by your repository. Starting from AEM 6.4, static templates are not considered to be a best practices. So you should use editable templates instead, which has stored under the conf. Now pay attention. Adobe has decided to move away from using etc and eventually deprecated any use of the directory starting from AEM 6.4. On this slide, you can see AEM customization framework, a new feature of AEM 6.4. The framework consists of two parts, API surface and content classifications. Let's take a look at them. API surface from AEM 6.4. AEM bundles are not supposed to be used by a customer with marked as private or public. This has nothing to do with a Java private protected or public modifier. Content classifications. Up to AEM 6.4, a good fashion of overriding out-of-the-box functionality with using Sling Resource Merger. This used to be achieved through copying node structure of the desired component in libs to apps. Sling Resource Merger took care of resolution. This was introduced in sake of sustainability, though it still produces a number of issues because changes under libs are unavoidable. Seeing all these, Adobe has decided to mark a specific path under libs with classificators that will help developer to understand consequences of component customization. These classificators are public, save to overlay, inherit, or use directly through a property, abstract, save to overlay, inherit but couldn't be used directly. Final cannot be overlaid or inherited but still could be used directly. Internal, no actions allowed at all. Now, one could ask in himself which tools could be useful during AEM development. IDE installation is not necessary because you can write a code using CRXD Lite. Adobe CRXD Lite IDE which available through browser, then AEM server is running. You can create a new project, create files and modify them there. Using this tool, you can read a log messages from the server without having to switch to the file system, and it also has an integration with SVN. CRXD, however, is typically used for a minor changes. They can be done quickly through the browser without redeploying a project or to use a data structure in repository. So basically this is how CRXD Lite looks like. You can see the toolbar where user can create or delete, edit files, save changes, or do other actions. You can also see the repository structure, properties of selected nodes, and code editor section. Next, for CRXD alternatives, CRX is a very powerful tool, but you don't have to give up on your favorite IDE. AEM allows you to use it almost any. Eclipse, for instance, is a plugin which supports almost all features of CRXD Lite, and you need only to configure a server for connection with an AEM. The code that you use inside Eclipse automatically goes to the server and it works in both ways. Then you can use a quick project creation in editing properties available directly from Eclipse. Finally, I recommended to a closer look at Adobe Consulting Services, which has three separate products. Samples they use for front-end and back-end examples of code created to AEM. Tools are simplified your development to find the functionality which will be used in debugging in creation of new components. Commons, these are production readily usable components and an AEM development toolkit. So that's all of AEM development basics. I hope you enjoyed the videos. Thank you.